you can steal confidence. It's like when you start doing drugs. A full-on drug addict did not become a full-on drug addict overnight. They slowly started doing worse and worse drugs. They saw that their perceived likelihood of a bad outcome was actually lower than they thought. What's up? I'm a YouTuber.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can be in it. So just talking to those guys there was comfortable for me because I've seen that it doesn't go that badly when I do it. But that takes time to slowly build up. But what would be a lot faster is just to drop someone who's not a drug addict in a community full of addicts. All of a sudden, if they have any inclination to do it, they're gonna jump right to the end. And you should definitely not do this for drugs, but you should do it for confidence. You should jump right into those environments where there's tons of confident people, because you're gonna see them do all this stuff that you would find scary, and you're gonna see them have no bad consequences. And that's gonna make you think that you can do that without bad consequences. You'll still need to do the stuff eventually, of course, but you will be able to do it a lot easier with this newfound confidence by seeing other people do it first successfully. And all this stuff about confidence helps because you don't want to be the most extroverted person ever, but being more confident will help you be social in the areas you want to be. So you may not want to be more social, but it's crucial to think you can be. So to be able to do the stuff you want to do socially without fear, whether that's go up to people, whether that's talk more in conversation, the best way to do it is to watch other people go up to people and talk more in conversation, and mentally pay attention to how they do it just fine. Yeah? What's up? Yeah, what's up? It's for YouTube. What's up, guys?
Can we be in the video?
Yeah. The 3 ways that you kind of absorb this confidence from other people via osmosis is that you get examples of how to actually do confident social behaviors, which you can then use to execute them easier. You get more confident by the whole thing I just explained. And you also get more ideas for how you could be more social and confident. So I've already gone over how you kind of absorb the confidence from people, but what about the learning from examples rather than learning from abstract facts? So when you're surrounding yourself with confident social people, that's a more effective way to learn than to watch videos and stuff. Because let's say you're learning CPR, right? When you learn CPR, you learn to do 120 compressions per minute, or something like that, 100 to 120. If someone's dying and you run up to them and you're like, okay, time to do my 100 to 120 compressions per minute. Let me try and work out how much that is. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, especially in the heat of the moment. And likewise, if you try and apply social advice by just abstractly thinking about abstract concepts, you're not gonna have much luck. I found this in my experience anyway. But on the other hand, if you were to do CPR and you were just remember the song, staying alive. That's easy, much easier to apply in this situation. And likewise, if you just go, what would this person do? I have a friend who's really extroverted and social. So whenever I want to be more extroverted and social, I just pretend I'm that guy and kind of act like him. And that's a lot easier to apply. There's specific behaviors you can learn from other people as well, which you may want to implement. For example, one time I was hanging out with a group of people and one of them was really confident and he said, hey guys, we should do karaoke. And so he whipped up his phone and got a Moana song and we all just started singing and we were on a bus going somewhere. So it just gives you ideas of fun stuff you can do and things you can say, stuff that will make you more social and more confident. But you may have an objection, a good objection to the stuff I've just said, which is that you don't want to copy other people. You want to be your own person. And you might not want to be the most extroverted social person in the world. So like I said in the title, you probably don't want to become more social, but it's crucial to think you could. In other words, it's crucial to have the confidence to be by surrounding yourself with confident social people and stealing their confidence. Because then you have the option to do the behaviors that you want to become the person you want without fear. So how do you actually surround yourself with more social confident people so that you can absorb their confidence by seeing that they can do stuff and get away with it fine without bad outcomes? So the first way, hopefully just by watching this, you will be slightly valuing confidence and extroversion and socialness slightly more, which means that when you're picking who to be around, even if you can't exactly control who you're friends with, you can just sit with people, talk to people more. So you're going to slightly be around people who are more confident and extroverted. Obviously, it's not going to be the only thing you look for in friends, but it may be one of them. And so that's going to help. The other way to be around more confident people is to do things that only confident people could do. For example, I went to improv this one time because it was scary and I wanted to make friends, and it was a social challenge for me, and it was a challenge, by the way. But the people there were generally really confident. And that makes sense because there's obviously going to be people who aren't that confident who are going there for the challenge and to make friends. But there's also going to be people who are there because they think it's fun and they're not intimidated by it. And the other thing you can do is just to go out more in general to recurring activities like improv and like a sport. Because when you're meeting more people, you're going to have more options to pick from. And so you can pick more confident people. And even if you're not picking them, you're going to just be stuck with some of them anyway. So to summarize, a really easy and fast way to be able to do the things you want to do socially without fear is to try to be around people who are confident, charismatic, and outgoing. And when you do this, you can pay attention to how they do stuff that you would find scary, and they get good outcomes, which means you will probably get good outcomes as well. And by doing that, you'll become more confident doing loads of different stuff. And you don't have to do everything you see. You can be who you are still. You can pick what you want to do. If you want another video on confidence, I have plenty of those over there. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.